this is Lindsay from The Homey Life, and today I'm going to show you how to make this soft, simple sourdough sandwich bread recipe. It's a no-knead recipe and you're going to love it. Let's get started.
For this recipe, you're going to need half a cup of sourdough starter. My starter lives in the fridge, but it is still active and bubbly. You're going to need 1 cup of filtered water. You'll need 2 tablespoons of sugar. It could be whatever sugar you like. 2 teaspoons of salt and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I like olive oil, but you can use whatever oil you prefer as well. I absolutely love my dough whisk and use that and highly recommend it. So whisk your mixture together, adding a cup of flour at a time. Give it a good mix, and once it becomes too hard to mix with a dough whisk, you're going to then finish incorporating it with your hands. So I like to rub a little oil onto my hands, and then I'm just going to mix it until it becomes a nice sticky ball. After that, that's all the kneading you're going to have to do for this recipe, really. So this is a great recipe for anybody who doesn't have that time or can remember to have to constantly, every half an hour, do stretch and folds. Really super simple. Once it becomes a nice sticky ball, just oil your bowl that you have, throw your little sourdough ball into it, cover it with either a plastic wrap or a wet tea towel, and let it ferment until it doubles in size. And that can vary from anywhere from as little as 4 hours if it's quite warm and hot, to sometimes up to 12 hours. Once it's doubled in size, you're going to want to butter your bread pan or oil it. I like to butter it. I find it will pop out easier that way. Flatten your doubled size dough. Roll it up and pinch the seams. This will increase the tension in your bread and just will help it be nice and fluffy and bouncy. So once that's all done, just put it straight into your bread pan, cover it again in a cling wrap or a wet towel, and let it rise to about 1 inch above your bread pan. I have the oven preheated to 220 degrees Celsius, and I like to throw a couple ice cubes because it increases the humidity. The humidity allows it to keep rising more. Once your bread is inside the oven, you're going to want to decrease it to now 190 degrees Celsius. I'm not quite sure what that is in Fahrenheit. Sorry, you'll have to look that one up. In about 30 to 40 minutes, it depends with your oven, as long as it's golden brown on top, you'll be taking it out and then letting it rest on a cooling rack for about an hour before you cut it. For full written instructions and printable instructions, you can go to my blog, thehomeylife.com, and you'll find it there. I'll have the link in the descriptions below for you. Now, once the bread has completely cooled, which is very important, let it completely cool. It's still cooking on the inside. Slice it to your desired thickness. Once you slice the bread, you can store it in a bread bag. You can store it in the fridge if you want, or you can also place it in the freezer. I would cut it first and put it in a Ziploc freezer bag, and it will last several months that way. Afterward, you put in your bread bag. It will last a couple days out on the counter, or can last about a week to 2 in the fridge. Hope you enjoyed this recipe. Make sure to follow along for more homemaking and cooking from scratch.